Did you know that between 2014 and 2018, 145 persons, 29 of them children, lost their lives by fire? Did you also know that fire has left over 11,000 Jamaicans homeless and another 430 persons suffering injuries? But the most shocking statistic is that 10% of the calls received by the Jamaica Fire Brigade are pranks. Yes, persons are abusing the emergency lines of the fire services. And the sad thing is, firefighters cannot determine whether or not the call is a prank or a genuine case. We have to do better as a country if we are to achieve First Nation status by the year 2030. Let's start today by being more efficient with our public resources.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, October 31. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is appealing to Jamaicans to donate blood as it faces increased demand driven in part by dengue fever infections. There have been a reported 5,468 dengue cases so far in 2019, which has helped to increase the demand for blood products over recent months. Acting Director for the National Blood Transfusion Service, Dr. Alicia Tucker, points out that patients with severe dengue may experience low blood platelet count and require transfusion, as platelets help with clotting of the blood if there is bleeding. Other conditions, including trauma cases, are also contributing to the demand for blood. Dr. Tucker says that an average 5 to 10 donors turn up at any one of the island's blood collection centers daily, but this is not enough to meet the increased demand. Persons are therefore being encouraged to visit the blood bank at 21 Slipen Road in Kingston or any of the 9 other collection centers across the island. These centers are at the Port Antonio, St. Anne's Bay, Maypen, Mandeville General, Cornwall Regional, Falmouth, and Savlamar hospitals. The other 2 are at the University Hospital Blood Bank and the National Chest Hospital, which accepts donations only on Saturdays. There's also a mobile unit stationed at the Cornwall Regional Hospital to facilitate blood collection during the hospital rehabilitation process. Based on Jamaica's population, the target number of blood units should be 50,000. The National Blood Transfusion Service is working towards the collection of 35,000 units by year end. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says government is considering 2 pieces of legislation that will give permanence to the National Security Council. In Parliament Tuesday, Mr. Holness said a National Security Council Act was being developed. The Act will, among other things, give the Council structure while allowing the government and opposition the chance to discuss sensitive issues of national security outside of Parliament.
And the other is the National Intelligence Act, where we have developed a concept paper for that. And again, through the Internal and External Affairs Committee, the Minister of National Security can give the House a briefing.
Meanwhile, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says government has been strategic in its implementation of anti-gang measures to reduce crime on the island. Asserting that up to August 2019, there were 381 gangs operating in Jamaica, Minister Chang says their activities account for nearly 70% of murders and violent crimes in the country. To combat this, he says changes to the anti-gang law are being fast-tracked and the security forces have been given increased resources. Dr. Chang adds that the island's DNA database storage facility will be operational in a few weeks' time.
This will position Jamaica to have the utmost forensic, the most current forensic facility in the region. Given the urgency of the gang situation in Jamaica, the Commissioner of Police has embarked on the strengthening of the investigative capabilities of his team in order to ensure that the police can carry out their work to combat gangs more efficiently.
The Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, has launched an online investment guide, or iGuide, for the country. It's an initiative of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, and the International Chamber of Commerce, which developed the iGuides to provide investors with up-to-date information on business costs, opportunities, and conditions in developing countries. Jamaica's iGuide represents a collaboration by UNCTAD, the ICC, Caribbean Association of Investment Promotion Agencies, Caribbean Export Development Agency, and JAMPRO.
It's to really provide the private sector useful information as background and as input data for their business case. It is a tool not only for foreign businesses but for local businesses to use to develop their business cases and present their projects.
The Jamaican iGuide, which is one of 29, can be accessed online at theiguides.org/public-docs/guides/Jamaica. The Ministry of Tourism is seeking to increase arrivals out of India and South America. Portfolio Minister Edmund Bartlett says these regions are among the key markets to drive revenues in the sector.
India is now the fastest growing economy in the world, with a middle class that is growing. But more so, they have perhaps the best wedding market in the world. So Jamaica will be tapping into that, and we are working. We have a representative in India now, and work has already started in India.
With regards to South America, discussions have started to improve the number of visitors from that region beginning in December.
LATAM, which is the largest and most important carrier operating in the South American area, which is the equivalent of the American Airlines in North America, will inaugurate a flight which will have a 3 rotation into Montego Bay on the 1st of December.
Mr. Bartlett made the statements during a recent media briefing at his ministry in New Kingston. Tourism earnings are now estimated at $3.7 billion. The country is on track to receive over 4 million visitors for the calendar year, with 3.5 million tourists having already vacationed on the island. And finally, the deadline for persons to submit applications for the 2019 staging of the JIS Heritage Competitions has been extended to November 4 at midnight. The annual competition, which is in its 9th staging, is divided into 3 components: essay, poster, and photography. It targets students at the primary, secondary, and tertiary levels. For this year's competition, students in all categories are required to demonstrate their understanding of reparation in the Jamaican context. All entrants must indicate the name of their institution and area of study being pursued. Relatives of JIS staff members are not eligible to participate, and students entering the competition should ensure that they keep a copy of their work. For further details, persons are being asked to contact the JIS at 876-926-35904, extension 2137 or 2132. They may also email heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, or heritageessay@jis.gov.jm. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
We want to end our Heritage Month celebrations with a bang. And what better place to do so than by visiting cultural attractions in the island's most easterly parish? See what we've unearthed in this next feature.
So Portland is this parish where the waters move to their own dialogue. These shapeless liquids shaping our ability to experience life around us. Of course, we keep returning to stunning but familiar blue or turquoise spaces we grew up around, but maybe never quite enjoyed how we're supposed to.
This is a parish where the water smooth like rum, Jamaican style.
Where life can be spicy like jerk chicken, the true flavor of Portland.
Our the culture can be exciting like we the people. 6 boy!
Luxurious resorts, the greenery of tropical plants, and the radiant sunlight, all of which of course make Portland a breathtaking place to see. But today, we're exploring the seas of the parish as Portland speaks to us with her unique language. So ever since time, people have been seeking waterways to open new horizons or even driving coastlines in search of surf spots. Well, here at Boston Bay Beach, we found one of Jamaica's ideal surf spots, where surfing in the country began in the 1900s.
The traditional surfing that we have come to envision when the word is used of someone standing on a surfboard riding a big wave. The popularity of that in Jamaica actually probably took off somewhere in the late 1950s to early 1960s. Boston was one of the places where surfing was possible, and as such these surfers who lived in Kingston used to make a regular trip over to Boston Bay to enjoy the surf over there. Boston Bay became renowned as one of the surfing beaches in Jamaica, being the fact that it was on the north coast and it was a beautiful picturesque cove that also allowed for swimming as well as surfing. It became very popular as a surf destination. I could say that I've got my first personal surfboard in about 1974. And I've been surfing since that time until now. It enriched my life, and with a feeling when you're surfing, it's almost like flying, is what I would say. You feel like you're flying because you're moving over the surface of water like how God said him to move over the surface of the water in Genesis 1.
And just in case you didn't know, Boston is an unusual but beautiful horseshoe-shaped bay that leads to the sea. It provides a lovely view. Surfing is not so popular in Jamaica, but at this beach, locals and tourists will be tempted by the tides to grab a surfboard and ride the waves. So if you're here, do it anyway.
My name is Anthony, and I've been surfing over 4 years now. Boston Bay Beach is one of the safest beaches to surf and swim and come and enjoy our good food that we have here as well.
Well, I've been surfing here at Boston Bay Beach for 9 years now and still going. Well, you have beautiful scenery, nice waves for surfing, and then you have nice jerk food all around and nice friendly people. So right now here at Boston Beach is like the most beautiful place on the island for surfing. Surfing kind of like refreshes my mind and after a stressful day and stuff like that. And teaching people to surf is also fun. It helps to put a smile on other people's face and stuff like that.
You're a newbie like myself, come to Boston Bay Beach and test the limits of gravity on the tides. Rent a surfboard, get yourself a surf instructor and surf south. I promise you, it will be an unforgettable experience. Now, on my journey in Portland, I discovered somewhere that's tucked away in the parish. Off the beaten track, a literal hidden gem, Turtle Bay. And what makes Turtle Bay so unique? The bay is named for the turtle shell-shaped stone monument that magically rises from the water. Well, that's of course if you believe in magic. And there's an adventure to be had in trying to find your way there. Turtle Bay is a great place to just escape from the rattle and hum of things, chill and just enjoy the view of the lovely rocks. Now, after exploring all those exhibitions of colors, the ebb and flow of tides, and the beach bowing, to our need for adventure. I mean, it's only fitting to relax a little above sea level. I'm on my way to Canopy House, and these are tree houses or hotels tucked away high up in the rainforest. So you can just imagine the lush surrounding. Birds tweeting, leaves rustling, sea splashing. But it's easy to see how all these come together to create one thing, beauty.
Canopy House is actually near the Blue Lagoon in Port Antonio. We are totally off the beaten track. It's hard to find us, and that's deliberate. It is not for everybody. Canopy House is pretty much in a rainforest. So we have totally wooden structures. We try to fit into the environment. So if you're not into natural scenery, if you're not into environmentally friendly properties, this is not for you. We use local people to make the houses and local wood. So sweetwood, almond tree, these are just some of the names. We actually exit into the Blue Lagoon, and we have a deck that you can jump off and swim at the Blue Lagoon. We have kayaks on property. I find though that the people from Europe enjoy Canopy a lot. And lately we have been getting a lot of people from Jamaica, because Port Antonio is now becoming the capital of getting away from it all in Jamaica.
It's no easy ride getting here, but it's a worthwhile trip. So Portland may be several different things for several different persons. And for me, it's a parish with so much beauty to see, feel, and taste. Come and enjoy the whole Portland story, from the bush to the beach or the hill, whatever you will. Really, it's all here.
Look inside the drum. Those are the Aedes aegypti larvae, the one that causes dengue fever. If all of these larvae mature to be adults, and if the female larva bites someone with the dengue fever, it will acquire the dengue virus. And if that mosquito bites you, you will get it.
Dengue fever? Yes. Help prevent the spread of dengue.
Clean up your home and community.
Destroy mosquito breeding sites. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Prevent dengue fever.
We're still celebrating the men and women who we believe epitomize the best characteristics of our forebears. Some of them were acknowledged in the 2019 staging of the ceremony of investiture and presentation of national honors and awards at King's House. Take a look.
To be honest, I feel wonderful.
It's amazing to do something that you love for nothing more than love of country and the sport, and then to be thanked for it.
To be honored by a country is still a great event, in my view.
We are on the lawns of King's House as usual. It is the ceremony of investiture and installation of national honors and awards.
Dr. Julius Garvey is, of course, the son of Jamaica's first national hero, the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey. He served the Jamaica Broilers Group for 59 years and fostered the development of the contract farming model. We have 215 persons who will be receiving honors and awards here at King's House.
Professor the Honorable Gerald Cecil Layla, a member of the Order of Jamaica and a member of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander, for his eminent contribution to Jamaica and the world's development through the application of science, technology and innovation, and service to the public and private sectors. Mr. Robert Dixon Pickersgill, Member of Parliament for Public Service and Political Representation. for the display of bravery in saving the life of a police officer who under criminal assault was hit from his motorcycle. Ms. Foster rescued the injured officer and transported him to hospital.
I was just basically going towards 6 Mile on my way to get some duties done. Saw the police officer passing me on my right side. Saw a highest bus coming on the opposite direction, coming straight across. Saw both of them collide, and that's where the chaos started. Because he was flung from the bike broke in two, and he was there bleeding. Persons were also just taking pictures instead of providing some assistance. And he was actually asking persons to help him. But you know how persons are nowadays, they're just more interested in it for the social media. So transported him to the hospital. He recovered within about 2 to 3 months, and he's doing very well now.
I've spent 37 years within the Jamaican Force, and this is my first award.
Deputy Superintendent of Police Lorraine Palmer.
37 years of service given to the JCF by Deputy Superintendent Palmer.
Non-retirement, so at least they recognize my worth and my work and my conduct. So I'm so elated.
Mr. Bruce Rex Vernon James, for sterling contribution to the development of sports in Jamaica and especially in the field of athletics.
When we formed the MVP Track and Field Club about 20 years ago, we didn't have a world record holder in the 100 meters. We didn't have the number of Olympic medals that we have and World Championship medals we have now.
I have to give God thanks for giving me strength on a daily basis, because my scope of work is very wide.
Reverend Neil has served as a chaplain for the JCF since 2001. Last year, he was recognized for 30 years of committed service to the Seaview Baptist Church.
I worked for 19 years at BB Cook High School in Junction as a chaplain, school chaplain. I worked for 19 years as a station pastor for Junction Police Station. I worked for 19 years at Witton Sons Funeral Home, Junction St. Elizabeth. I worked as a marriage officer from 2007 to 2019, and Justice of the Peace for the Parish of St. Elizabeth from 2007 until 2019. So it's an overwhelming moment for me, because what really happens is that the best time to give somebody something is when they're alive.
Warrant Officer Class 1, Lucal Antonio Miller.
001 Miller, 25 years of service to the Jamaica Defence Force.
It's really a sacrifice, and you have to be willing to serve to be able to do that. The pleasure is really to see what comes out at the end of the sacrifice. I am really proud of being a representative of Trelawney, honestly. The first one from Trelawney to be awarded this way, especially in my community.
The Honorable Dr. Horace Anthony Chang, Member of Parliament, for distinguished public service in the area of politics.
Greatest feeling comes from the work I've done for a lot of the young people out of both Hanover and Montego Bay. There are many of them today who are young graduate professionals, and I can understand the need to assist them, because many of them would not have gone the journey without the help. And I'm committed to that kind of activity because it has been a good journey for myself from the hills of Westmoreland.
The Honorable Lester Michael Henry, a member of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander and a Member of Parliament, for 40 years of distinguished public service, political representation, and public policy development.
What stands out for me are the realization of many things that people have achieved. For instance, it's a culmination in terms of sitting beside a descendant of Marcus Garvey. None but ourselves can free our minds. It's also the looking at and listening to Dean Fraser play what is the title of my book, Many Rivers to Cross.
Mr. Sean Paul Ryan Francis Sean Paul Henriquez, for contribution to the global popularity and promotion of reggae music.
I'm very humbled, I'm very honored. It's a real moment for me, you know. Never thought this would happen to me, but I appreciate it so much, and as I said, my love for Jamaica and the culture. I guess it's been honored now, but I would like to honor back Jamaica and salute everyone. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
What color is the rainbow? Oh, check it next time it shows. It's the way we should be, together in harmony, rocking on the same boat, sailing up the same stream. Oh, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, all the Jaja children are go Harambe, Harambe. Hear what I say, Harambe, say Harambe. Yeah. Hear what I say, Harambe.
Protect yourself from the flu virus. Visit your nearest health center or doctor to get the flu vaccine. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water or by using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid the spread of germs by not touching your eyes, mouth, or nose. And be sure to regularly disinfect surfaces and objects that are used often. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
And that's all the time we have available on this station, but only for today. We return tomorrow with another informative magazine program. We hope you keep the link, whether by email, through our website, on all major social media platforms, our YouTube channel, or our mobile app. See, there's a plethora of ways to stay connected with us. We look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.